There is a type of low content book making a ton of money on Amazon right now. It's fun, it's super simple to create, and it's showing up all over the bestseller lists, especially during school holidays. In this video, I'm going to show you what it is, why it's working so well, and how you can jump in and create your own version, even if you've never published anything like this before. Hi, welcome to Self-Publishing Central. My name is Caroline, and every single week I share real strategies, case studies, and behind-the-scenes tips so that you can build a thriving self-publishing business. Okay, let's talk about one of the most surprisingly profitable types of low-content books on Amazon. As I said, it's a book that is simple to create, fun to use, and it is always popular with Amazon's customers, especially during school holidays and the family travel season. These books are not journals, they're not planners, they're not notebooks, they're not coloring books. They are a whole different kind of low content book, and they are making serious money right now on Amazon. In fact, the 3 books that we're going to look at today are all bestsellers, ranking not only in their niche and category, but across the whole of Amazon, and they're being driven by families looking for fun, screen-free entertainment during vacations, camping trips, car rides, and backyard barbecues. But there's one thing that most people don't realize when they see these books, and that is that they are low content. They're made with really simple formatting, but you can also be as creative as you want with them, and they are very targeted to a specific customer. And they prove once again that self-publishing can be both simple and massively profitable if you know what you're doing. Today, in this video, I'm going to break everything down. I'm going to show you 3 real books that are currently dominating not just this niche, but Amazon, how they're positioned and marketed to sell. We'll look at why this niche is trending right now and how seasonality plays a role. And we'll look at the structure and the layout of these books, including just how simple the content really is. And of course, I will show you how you can create your own books just like these ones. If you do want to jump into this niche, I'm going to be going deep on what it is that makes these books work, how they're bringing in revenue, and what you need to know to create a high quality version that actually sells. So, what are these books? Let's take a look at them right now. And the books I'm talking about are the Would You Rather books. Why are these books so popular? Because they check all the right boxes. They're interactive, fun for kids and families, they're travel friendly, they're screen free, which is something a lot of parents are looking for. They're perfect for camping trips, road trips, classroom downtime, rainy afternoons, summer holidays. In fact, they're often marketed as summer activity books, campfire games, or vacation companions, which makes them incredibly timely right now. Now, I've talked a lot on this channel about journals, coloring books, activity books, but this is the first time that I'm diving into these Would You Rather books. And I am really excited to show you what makes them special and how surprisingly simple it is to create your own. So let's look at the 3 books that are just crushing it right now. Let's head on over to Amazon. And this is what is going on Amazon at the time that I'm recording this video. So let's start with one of the most successful Would You Rather books on Amazon right now. Would You Rather Summer Edition Laugh Out Loud. If you look deeper into this book, you may notice that it is not self-published. It is actually traditionally published. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, Random House, that is a major publisher. What does this have to do with self-publishing? But it actually has a lot, because what this book shows us is that even traditional publishers are jumping into low content seasonal niches when they see how well they perform. This tells us something huge, and that is that this niche is no longer a hidden opportunity, it's a proven one. And if a large publisher is pouring money into books like this, it means that the demand is massive, and self-publishers like us can absolutely still compete, especially with really smart positioning and quick turnaround times, which is something that traditional publishing houses don't have. So this book currently has a bestseller rank of 13 out of all the books on Amazon. So it is currently one of the best-selling books. All of these Would You Rather books are seeing a major boost thanks to seasonal timing right in the middle of the US summer holidays when families are traveling, camping, and they're trying to keep kids entertained without screens. Parents and caregivers are constantly searching for ways to keep kids busy in the summer without spending a fortune or relying on devices. And so a $7.99 paperback with 200 plus laugh out loud prompts is the perfect solution. It's affordable, it's portable, and it turns that idle time into a fun time. But also, let's have a look at this history graph. We can see the history of the whole time this book has been published, even though we are having a seasonal trend spike at the moment, we can see that all throughout the year, this book performs really well and does really dip and just sell even more around the school holidays of June, July, August. And then for the rest of the year, it goes back up where it's not selling as much, but it is still definitely selling a lot throughout the rest of the year. So it's doing very well throughout the whole year and just doing exceptionally well during mid-year when they have school holidays. Looking at the book itself, the cover is bright, it's clean, it's highly optimized for the kids market. It uses bold primary colors that immediately catch the eye. The typography is playful, but it's highly legible. That's very, very important. The title takes up a big chunk of the space, which is great for thumbnail viewing. And there are just some subtle fun graphics around on the cover, just reinforcing the camping vacation theme. And this is a great reminder that if you're designing your own book in this space, your cover needs to be bright, readable at small sizes, visually aligned with your niche, and ideally a little bit playful, especially for the books that are aimed at ages sort of 6 to 12. Now, here's where it gets interesting for you as a self-publisher. In terms of the interior, there is no artwork, there are no diagrams, no activities, no answer spaces. It is literally just text. And again, all of these books are similar. The next two we're going to look at are very, very similar. And this means that the production cost is incredibly low. The time to create them is minimal. You're simply writing a list of questions in a themed format. Let's head on over to the Kindlepreneur book sales calculator. A BSR of 13, a book of 128 pages with a selling price of $7.99. If this book was self-published through Amazon KDP, it would be selling approximately 29,000 copies per month, which means the royalties would be close to $70,000 in 1 month. That is so crazy. The opportunity on Amazon is just crazy. But let's move on to the next book, which is the Would You Rather book for kids. And this one is self-published. It is very similar to the first book that we've just looked at in terms of the simplicity of it. It is just pages and pages of questions with a couple of little small icon type of images on the page. So we'll just go and take a look straight at how successful this book is. Now, this one currently has a bestseller rank of 86, so in the top 100 of all books on Amazon. But again, if we take a look at the history of the sales of this book, again, it just sells really well year round. We have bestseller ranks very, very low. Even when it is not school holiday season or vacation season, it does well around Christmas as well by the looks of it. And then it does especially well again around that mid-year period. The cover is bold and clean. It's immediately recognizable. It's very different from the other Would You Rather books, and it stands out. Even as a small thumbnail, it really catches your eye. And what this does is it creates instant recognition for returning customers. Brand consistency is what turns one-time buyers into repeat customers. So let's look at how much this self-publisher could be making from this one book. With the bestseller rank of 86, it's got 144 pages selling for $11.99, and that means this book is selling approximately 10,500 copies in a month and making close to $50,000 in just 1 month. And of course, it's doing particularly well this month due to the US school holidays, but considering it has a bestseller rank for under 500 for the most of the year, this book will still be making thousands and thousands of dollars every month of the year. This is the kind of book that proves self-publishers, people just like you and me, can compete directly with major traditional publishing houses. Okay, let's take a look at another self-published book that is doing incredibly well. The Try Not to Laugh Challenge Would You Rather Campfire Edition. This book is currently sitting with a bestseller rank of 186. And if we head on over to the Kindlepreneur book sales calculator, that means that this book is selling approximately 7,000 copies per month. And the royalties for that will be around $30,000 in a month. And just like those other two books, very simple designs, very simple interior, very minimalistic interior. And again, this is where self-publishers can shine. You don't need complex layouts, advanced software or tools, or a team of designers or anything like that. This self-publisher as well has created a series around these types of Would You Rather books and joke books, and a really nice bold cover, very suitable and targeted to the kid market. So here are some tips on how you can model this kind of success with your own books. Use clear, searchable titles. Fancy names might look fun, but straightforward titles with keywords people are already typing into Amazon will get found more easily, especially if you don't already have an audience. Don't overcomplicate your design. A clean, simple, bright cover that signals fun and kid-friendly is more than enough. You do not need to spend hundreds of dollars on a professional designer. Go evergreen first and seasonal second. Your first Would You Rather book should be sort of timeless. Once that's selling and making money, branch out into themed versions or seasonal versions that spike during holidays or seasons. And don't be intimidated by the competition. These books show that even in a space where traditional publishers are active, there is plenty of room for self-publishers. You just need to focus on delivering a fun experience. Now, at this point, we have seen 3 successful examples, all earning extremely impressive royalties. But one important thing to look at is why these Would You Rather books are so effective in the first place. Why do these simple, majority text-based books consistently sell month after month, and in some cases, year after year? First of all, they are built around instant engagement. These books don't just offer content, they create interaction. Unlike journals or coloring books, where the user is writing in them or using them for themselves, the Would You Rather books are designed to be shared. They spark conversation, they make people laugh, they create inside jokes, and they don't really require any kind of setup or explanation. Secondly, the target audience is massive. Most Would You Rather books are targeted at kids between the age of 6 to 12, which just happens to be the age group most likely to get bored quickly, the age group most likely to still enjoy silly, gross, goofy humor, and the age group most likely to have parents, grandparents, or teachers buy them things. And that last one is key. These books are often purchased by adults, but used by kids. Now think about it. There are over 33 million elementary school-aged kids in the US alone. That's a massive market, and it's one that is constantly renewing as kids grow up and new ones enter that age bracket. Third, seasonality creates built-in sales spikes. This is where strategy comes in. Would You Rather books sell year-round, but their sales spike during specific times like summer holidays. And parents need ways to keep kids occupied at home or while traveling. If you publish a general evergreen version, it can earn consistently year-round. But if you layer in seasonal editions, you can tap into massive bursts of demand during key parts of the year. Next, the format is perfect for low-content publishing. From a production standpoint, these books are so simple. You're writing short, fun, repeatable questions, which means these books are super fast to create, easy to format, simple to scale, and they are super affordable to print. You don't need a massive book to deliver value. These bestsellers that we've just looked at were around 110 to 120 pages long. Next, the series potential is huge. This niche just naturally lends itself to series building, and that's where long-term income comes from. This is how self-publishers scale quickly and efficiently by not reinventing the wheel every time, but building assets that stack and support each other. Now, let's talk about the part that really matters, how you can create one yourself. Step 1, choose a niche and an angle, a unique angle. Your first step is to narrow your focus by choosing a specific audience, occasion, theme, or tone. Step 2, write your prompts. Next, it is actually time to create the content, that being the Would You Rather questions that are going to make up your book. You'll want to brainstorm at least 100 to 200 unique prompts or questions, ideally centered around your theme, your unique angle. Aim for questions that are age appropriate, funny or surprising, visual and imaginative, and easy to understand. And here's a bonus tip. AI tools can help spark some ideas, but always review and rewrite to make sure that the language is appropriate and natural. Humor doesn't always translate well from raw AI output. Step 3, format your interior. Once your prompts are written, it is time to format your book interior, and you can use tools like Canva, PowerPoint, or even Google Slides, Affinity Publisher, or Adobe InDesign if you are more advanced or experienced in those tools, BookBolt or Tangent templates. Keep it clean, bold, and readable. Kids especially need large, bold fonts, lots of white space, and no clutter. Step 4, design the cover. Your cover is the single most important sales tool for your book. on Amazon, it has to stand out in a sea of thumbnails, clearly communicate to the audience, and look fun, age appropriate, and trustworthy. If you're not comfortable with designing, you can hire somebody very affordably on Fiverr to make a cover for you. Step 5, upload your book to Amazon KDP. Once your interior and your cover are ready, it's time to upload them to Amazon KDP and get that book for sale. Now comes the part that separates the books that make a few sales from the ones that become bestsellers, because even the best designed book will not sell if nobody can find it. So let's talk about what really drives visibility and traffic for low content books like this on Amazon, and how you can use that knowledge to set your own book up for success from day one. Start with a clear, keyword-rich title. Your title isn't just what appears on the cover, it's also what tells Amazon's search engine what your book is about. So use smart keywords that match buyer intent, and buyer intent keywords are what customers are actually typing into the Amazon search bar to find books like yours, and Amazon's algorithm use them to rank your book in relevant searches. Pick the right categories. Amazon lets you choose 2 categories to list your book in. Categories affect how your book ranks on the bestseller lists, how it's grouped with other books, and what customers see in their recommendations. Make sure to be very specific and pick the category the closest to the type of book that you're publishing. Nail your book description. Your description isn't just about selling, it's about reinforcing the value of your book to your customer, why it is perfect for them, what they are going to get out of it, how that book is going to help them in some way. And what about marketing? Even a little external traffic can go a long way. Using social media platforms like TikTok is great. It is the perfect way to get free exposure to your books and drive external sales to your book on Amazon. So hopefully by now you've seen how powerful these books can be. The books that we've talked about today aren't earning thousands of dollars by accident. I know that some of you might be thinking, aren't these books just a trend? Aren't people going to get bored? Would you rather books have been around for decades? They've been around as long as Mad Libs or Knock Knock jokes. And that's because what they really offer is connection. They help families laugh together. They help teachers build community in the classroom. They help kids develop their imaginations, all without screens, timers, or batteries. That is not going out of style anytime soon. And the people who realize that are the ones who are turning simple paperback books into consistent passive income. If this video has you thinking, I could actually do this, you're right. Would you rather? Books are a perfect example of how something so simple can become seriously profitable. If you did enjoy this video, YouTube thinks that you might like these ones too, so please go check them out to learn more about self-publishing your own books on Amazon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.